if you could start us off, Richard. So big decision for you. Also, in the middle of the season, so it's quite surprising. So how did you come to the decision? And it's obviously a big one for you.
Yeah, it's obviously very emotional. Last week was for me to make the decision. Obviously, it's a club that I've been with since I was a young age, and obviously come back end of last season and had a great experience. And my thoughts were in the summer to come back and obviously play this year as many games as I can, because I've played quite a lot of games in the past. But unfortunately, due to injuries and lack of form, I found myself getting a bit frustrated with myself. And I think everybody knows when the time's right to step aside and let the young ones carry on. Obviously, I've got involved with coach education. I've managed to get my A licence, and it's something that I will be looking at in the future.
So how does it feel starting your career at York and actually ending your career at York? Not many players do that.
No, it's
20 years.
It's
over
fantastic.
20 years
I was just talking to the chairman about when I first started. We had a house just round the corner where all the youth team players were, and then to come back 20 years later and play a small part in keeping the club in the league last year was fantastic. So it's a club that's special to me. It always is. My kids are York City fans, and we need to get a lot of young kids down here to keep promoting this club and moving it forward.
And Jason, what kind of contribution do you feel that Richard made, obviously in his return to York City?
Well, I think there was a massive impact at the end of last season to keep us in the Football League, and I think it was absolutely vital. We'd struggled so hard for the 8 years outside the Football League, and I think Richard, not only the performances on the pitch, but his general rallying call in the changing rooms and the way he got the players together through his experience and his personality, and you could actually see what the club meant to him, and that it was important for him that York City remained kept its league status. So I think Richard was absolutely vital in helping to maintain us, keeping in the Football League.
So looking to the future then, you've got your UEFA A licence. What are you going to be doing in the coming months? Are you having a break, or are you keeping active before children?
Yeah, first and foremost, I've got 4 young kids, and I've not really spent the Christmas at home for the last 20 years. So it'd be nice to give something back to them. But in the new year, I've got the opportunity to go to numerous clubs around the country and just further educate myself on the coaching side of things. So I'll take that in over the next few months, keep learning. I think I'm fortunate enough to be able to take that time out and really develop my education, which I will be doing.
And is it first team football that you're hoping to get involved with?
Yeah, obviously we'll see what opportunities come about. You never can say I definitely want to do that or the other thing, but I've got to keep my options open and be realistic. But hopefully, in whatever I do, it'll be involved in football, and hopefully I'll give something back.
And in the press release, you obviously thanked your family for all their contribution, and you mentioned a couple of people in football, Ricky Sprazier and Alan Little. Obviously you're thinking about them on this day as well.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people. Obviously, I thank my family and friends for sticking with me over the years. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. I've been at some good times and obviously some bad times, but them sort of guys that you just mentioned gave me the opportunity at this club in first team football. But obviously the board and the chairman here have brought me back, and I was pleased with that last year, and hopefully this will give the opportunity for them to bring someone else in who can push the younger lads on and move this club further up the league.
What would you say your highlight of all your career, both at York City and as a professional, in those 650 games, whatever it is?
That's a tough question. There's been numerous ups and obviously downs, but I couldn't really put my hand on one of them. But obviously signing that first professional contract when you're a young lad always sticks in your mind, and that set me up for the rest of my career, so to speak.
Just one more last thing. The York City fans, you got a great reception when you came back at the end of last season. Did that mean a lot to you?
Oh yeah. Obviously, it was fantastic to come back and to give the lads a lift in the changing room. But the fans are fantastic. It's been great to me since I've come back. And, a lot of credit must go to them for keeping us in the league last year, because they did really get behind the team, and we need to do that now and get behind the manager, Nigel Worthington, and his staff, and because they can be the 12th man on a Saturday, and with their impact, it can lift the lads when you're out on that pitch. And everybody gets frustrated as fans, and you hear some moans and groans when the results don't go well, but as a player, if you hear your name being sung by the fans, then it doesn't have to give you a lift, and if the fans can do that to the lads out on that pitch and give them the backing, then I'm sure it'll help them along the way.
I think what's interesting about Richard, because we've sort of got to know each other more as Richard's come back, and certainly this season, I think there is a genuine desire for York to succeed, and it's not just platitudes. I think that we were talking earlier that his children are York City supporters. The kids that live down his street are York City supporters, and I think there's an ambassadorial type of role or position that Richard himself probably doesn't realise that he does it. It probably isn't a conscious thing, but he talks a lot about York City and about how he wants to promote the football club in the community, and and I suppose try and spread a little bit of our ethos of what he's come to know while he's come back, because I think, one of the interesting comments that Richard said when we were talking, we had quite a few conversations about football philosophy and how football clubs run and all the difference between how this football club and how other football clubs that Richard's been at. And I think there's a lot that he says the fans don't really know what really goes on, and it's a lot that they don't see of what we've had conversations about. And I think there's a lot that Richard can do for this football club, while obviously he's in York, that maybe we can get the true position message across to people, and so I think we can safely say we'll be shaking hands and giving each other a hug on match days and stuff like we have done. It's been it's a sad day for York, but I think you've got to look at it from Richard's point of view, that it's the start of something new. And I think we've always said that families are very important to me, very important to Richard, and I think that he's got now time to spend some quality time with his family, and it's a start of something new for you, isn't it, mate? But he will always be welcome at York City Football Club in whatever guise that may be.